A lesson in leadership. Today we will break down what actually happens to a leader who has been through too much, who has seen too much, who has done too much. The weight of the trauma on his mind, the damage it has done to his psyche. Michael's decline isn't just age, it's a mismatch between mission and method. As he trades knives in the dark for boardrooms and bishops, he loses the intel network, the ruthless clarity, and the trusted counterweights that once made him unbeatable. The result is hesitation in the wrong places, tolerance of small slights that become big threats, and blind spots created by guilt, isolation, and a world that outgrew his original skill set. The weight of time and age. By part 3, Michael is no longer the young, calculating wartime Don of the 1950s and 60s. Age dulled his instincts, and the criminal world had shifted. New players, new rules, and more corporate-style corruption that didn't suit his old-school power methods. 2. Emotional and psychological burden. Michael carried immense guilt from killing Fredo, losing Kay, and alienating his children. This guilt weakened his decisiveness. He hesitated more, tried to atone through legitimacy, and this made him vulnerable. Unlike in his prime, where he was ice-cold and detached, his emotions often clouded judgment. 3. The pursuit of legitimacy. Michael's obsession with going legitimate diluted his edge. He spent years trying to escape the underworld while still entangled in it, which left him in a gray zone where enemies could exploit him. In part 1-2, he thrived because he fully embraced the ruthlessness of power. In part 3, he wanted out but couldn't truly leave. 4. Weaker inner circle. Earlier, Michael had trusted loyal enforcers like Tom Hagen, Clemenza, Tessio, before betrayal, and later Al Neri. By part 3, many of those figures were gone. He lacked the same quality of advisors and soldiers to execute his vision. This forced Michael to depend more on outsiders like Joey Zasa or even the Vatican connections, who betrayed or manipulated him. 5. Health and vulnerability. His diabetes was a metaphor for his loss of control. His body was failing as his empire faltered. Physically and mentally, he was no longer the invincible Don. 6. Legacy and family strain. Unlike Vito, who always balanced business with family, Michael's family fell apart under his reign. The strained relationships with Kay, Anthony, and ultimately Mary weakened his position as patriarch. A leader's strength in the mafia world often comes from the stability of his household. Michael had none. Michael was cold, calculating, and almost flawless in applying many of the laws. Law 3, conceal your intentions. He hid his plans brilliantly, such as killing Solozzo and McCluskey, and later eliminating Hyman Roth. Law 15, crush your enemy totally. He wiped out rival families in one stroke at the end of part 1. Law 33, discover each man's thumbscrew. He exploited weaknesses, like Senator Geary's corruption, to control them. Law 23, concentrate your forces. Michael kept tight control and built power around loyalty and family. In this period, he embodied the essence of power, feared, respected, and effective. Michael in decline, part 3. Here are the key laws he broke, leading to his downfall. 1. Law 1. Never outshine the master. Michael underestimated the Vatican and its old guard power brokers. He believed his money and influence could dictate terms, forgetting these institutions had survived centuries of manipulation. 2. Law 10. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Aligning with Joey Zasa, and later tolerating his antics, exposed Michael to chaos. In earlier years, he would have cut Zasa out quickly. Instead, he let toxicity fester. 3. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. In his quest for legitimacy, Michael had no clear long-term path. He reacted instead of dictating events, unlike the master planner he was in his youth. 4. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles, broken. In part 1-2, Michael projected strength with carefully staged moves, the baptism massacre Senate hearing. In part 3, his public image was fractured, exposed as an aging, sick man trying to cling to legitimacy. 5. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Michael became isolated, cut off from trusted advisors. Tom Hagen was absent. His isolation bred paranoia and weakened his decision-making. 6. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. He could never truly escape the mafia life, but instead of accepting it, he clung to a fantasy of legitimacy. That obsession blinded him and made him vulnerable to Vatican corruption. 7. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. Michael sought legitimacy through deals with the Vatican and politicians, but these deals came at hidden costs. He ignored his own law of self-reliance and got entangled in obligations he couldn't control. 8. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed. For Michael's empire was already vast, powerful, and wealthy. Instead of consolidating, he reached for legitimacy at the highest institutional level, Vatican banking. This overreach brought enemies he couldn't crush or control. Legacy and power terms. In his prime, Michael was the embodiment of ruthless strategy, mastering concealment, timing, and total victory. In his decline, he broke core laws of power by overreaching, isolating himself, chasing what he couldn't have, and letting guilt cloud his judgment. Instead of leaving as an untouchable Don, he became a tragic figure, a man once feared and respected, now broken by his own inability to obey the very laws that made him great.